So we're back playing Nekopara. Yeah, so this is like episode 5? Episode 4? I don't even know. It's been like a year since we've done this. But I finally got Windows 10 to start working with my mic again, so we can record. Let's hope this goes well. Let's start off where we were last time. And let's hope this goes well. Oh, by the way, in the same fashion, I will not be saying what the main characters say. I will probably I'll only say what Cashew is saying. But, you know, my usual thing. Just like yesterday, we took a walk through the park in the evening. However, the food stand was nowhere to be found. It just so happened that no one was home on the day I decided to take the two cat girls home. I'd also happened to leave the house key behind. So, to make good use of time, I went to do some shopping before she got home. Catnip? What? What are they talking about? Oh, yeah, that isn't the right word. That isn't the right word at all. Actually, that might have been that isn't the right word at all, and then I don't know. Chocola, you're tired. Why don't we rest a bit? Oh, it's okay. I'm not that worried. There's no need for you to apologize. She had a troubled smile on her face as she nodded. It was pretty clear why she wasn't in good spirits. That's why there's nothing I could do or I could really say to her. Well, there happens to be a bunch over there, so why don't we have a bench over there, so why don't we have a rest for a bit? You're leaving us here all by ourselves. Why'd you do that to me, Vanilla? Ah, thanks. Something for everyone, okay? I handed Vanilla some change and offered the bench to Chocola. Oh, she looks sad. Cheer up, cat. The constant sea breeze rustled the trees in the park. I didn't know that. By the way, I didn't know that was the sea. I thought it was like some sort of, like lake or pond or stream. Oh, I didn't know it's moving, huh? All that could be heard through the empty park were the quiet sounds of nature. And the two ducks fighting over a piece of bread off to the corner. I finally sat next to the disheartened Chocola. Like the gently setting sun, time passed slowly. Well, yeah. Her voice was so quiet that I wasn't quite sure if I had heard her or not. Even so, she answered clearly. Without saying a word, I responded by gently rubbing Chocola's head. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yes, but please don't mess up my bed. Yeah. Okay. Oh, don't cry, little kitty. Don't cry. There, there. Why am I saying more than cashew? Fuck. Asked her. Man. Don't cry. I just got done watching the OVA yesterday. I've had it on my computer since Christmas, or I've had it on Steam since Christmas, and I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But this is still sad. Her voice trembled as she frantically wiped away her tears. She stifled her sobbing, and her voice became strained. She looked pained as did her best. I said breast. I mean, you never know. Her best to hold back her emotions, biting her lips. Don't do that. Don't do that. It hurts. I held back my irresponsible words that were on the brink of coming out with all my strength. Yeah, of course I will. There, little kitty. Don't cry. Cashew, you're such a fucking meanie. Like, really, that's all I can say. He's not a nice guy to these poor little cats. I was flustered at myself for saying nothing. I was empty inside. Like all the songs I listen to, and all the performers that sing them, I'm empty inside. Cashew emo? I was feeling like he would be. I could only offer condolences that could not be put into words. Petting her? I rubbed Chocolate's head as gently as, yeah, so petting her. Yeah, sure. I don't really think I'm kind at all. Especially since he's making you cry. Cashew's an ass. Oh, really? Oh, yes, where we get to the flashback. Before, I asked questionably, with 3 periods and a slight space in between the period, or a half space in between the periods and the question mark. Chocolate closed her eyes and smiled. Nope, don't remember at all. Probably all the fumes from the Pam I spray on the baking sheets. By the way, if anyone's ever worked in a kitchen and you've had to use Pam, you'll know what I'm talking about. That stuff kind of it coats the inside of your lungs. It's worse than smoking. Ah, of course, I remember that. What the fuck is she talking about? Flashback time! It was a cold day. It was a cold day half a year ago. I think the text just messed up. Chocolate and Vanilla were huddled together, crying by the side of the road. Who the fuck left on the side of the road? Those asshats. How dare you? They're still so young. They couldn't even speak yet. They knew sign language pretty well, though. It was the day that it was that day that I embraced their small, cold bodies. Cashew, I feel like I should call the cops. Oh, it took them home with me. Yes, yes, definitely not creepy at all, given the nature of that. In its like true form, Nekopara is a game about sexual acts with cat girls. There was no way I could simply forget that important day when our family grew. So there wasn't a flashback, damn it. In the beginning, you really couldn't get used to things at home. You kept forgetting that where the toilet was and you kept using the potted plant. Yeah, makes sense. You two wouldn't eat at all, which really worried Shiguri. Of course, she's always overly worried and thirsty. For any of you kids out there, you might not get what I mean. I started to hear a tiny bit of laughter in her voice as she reminisced about her past. A crazy old cat lady. Or crazy old cat girl. What was the specification? Like, the naming specification of an old cat girl be? Would it be a crazy old cat, like, especially if they were crazy, would it be a crazy old cat lady? Think about that, guys. Is that something that's like an actual thing? When Chocolate grows up and gets older, would she be a crazy old cat lady? Because she is, a cat person. I don't know. Yeah, sure. Ah, I definitely do remember that. Oh, do we actually get like an actual flashback this time? It was a few days after we brought Chocolate and Vanilla home. Oh, they're so adorable! Even though they're sick. Germ infested. They don't think they've been having a shower. Do they take showers? Baths, I guess? At that point, they'd only occasionally drink some water. And as always, didn't really touch their food. The combination of malnourishment and cold weather had really begun to weaken their bodies. They both developed high fevers and were in pain. I don't know about if I've ever been in pain from a fever, like personally. I know like whenever I get a fever on my back, I don't know if it's the same with the rest of you, my back gets really sensitive. So if anyone touches my back when I have a fever, I get really, not aggravated about it, but I kind of like, whenever I have a fever, I don't want anyone touching me. Because of how sensitive my skin gets. I don't know. Is that too TMI? Man, we'll find out. Aww. Mm. Aww. And then, it's alright. I'm with you too. So don't worry. Why does it have the stars? Is that meaning oh hey because it's a flashback? I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if it's just me, but a lot of this could be taken out of context and could end up being very bad. Oh, Seriously, this stuff could be taken out of context. I could get. I was gonna say I could get demonetized, but I don't. I don't get monetized anymore. So you know, don't worry about that. Hmm. What? We felt so anxious and helpless. It felt like it was just all lies. What? Okay then. Yeah. This truly shows that Cashew, despite also being an asshole, he is still technically kind. Huh, no. Yes. I wonder, what do they eat? Cat food? Yeah. Yeah. Little bit do TMI. I mean, you're a cat person. I'm a nut that owns a bakery. Okay, yeah. I wished that her tear-filled eyes wouldn't or would not spill over. Those tears were filled with anxiety, sadness, and happiness. She smiled as she could before me. Or she smiled all she could before me. Hmm. Yeah. She said that with the faintest of smiles, one that seemed as if it would disappear at any moment. Those words were so gentle and warm. They melted my walnut heart. Oh wait, I'm a cashew. Never mind. Okay. But there was also an undeniable sadness and emptiness mixed in with them. Chokla. It was one she was saying, or I was the one she was saying this to after all. I know that's not what I said, but, you know, I can take liberties. So what was the rest of this? I can take liberties in what I'm reading. So the only thing that I could say back to her was her name. Yeah, well, at least you don't. Well, you're a cat. Cats they have intuition. As I said, you're a cat. Cats have intuition. I feel like she couldn't do any of that. Eh. I wish I had a face cam, or at least one better than what's built in. Chocla voiced her feelings clearly once again, and barely kept her tears from overflowing. Chocla, if you could be with me. It was engulfed by my inner thoughts, which were ready to overflow. What are those, Mr. Nut? She yawned, or yearned for me so earnestly. For her to so innocently believe in me, there should be no reason for me to be against it. That day, I do think there's a problem with this. That day, chocolate and vanilla became an important part of my family. As long as they were with me, the days would be bright and enjoyable. I was simply still fish for just leaving home like that. I didn't want to get my dear family wrapped up in my selfishness, or have them experience my unnecessary hardships because, or have them experience any unnecessary hardships because of it. You two are important to me, after all. A wild vanilla has appeared. No. Okay. We're cat girls, so we're honest with ourselves. Like fucking humans that are like the most complicated flipping things on the planet. Vanilla had returned at some point, and she kept looking straight at me as she sat at Chocola's side. At least from the angle I'm sitting at, I'm sitting on the ground for some reason. Yeah, it'll definitely be fun. Hmm. No. Vanilla. Where the hell are the drinks? Oh. Yeah. No. I don't know what I can do, but yeah. It was as if her gentle, warm, and soft smile had become the setting sun. The uncharacteristic words from Vanilla deeply penetrated and seeped into my heart. Well, that or she was just wanting to cause some trouble, as such that she does. Now, I'm guessing some of the other cat girls probably kept her from jumping in one of the boxes, shipping herself. Well, there was not even the faintest bit of hesitation. They were such honest and absolutely straightforward words. Who am I to decide chocolate and vanilla's happiness? Well, I can't. Only those words continued to strongly resonate in my mind, which was otherwise empty, because I'm a nut. Oh. Aww. Sure. I don't know. Broadcasting says. I wouldn't hesitate. I mean, no. It would help him, at least. She was on the verge of tears. Again. But Chocola's face lit up. There was nothing but absolute, pure, genuine words. Or they were. Yeah. Actually, maybe I do need to read these a little bit. Humans really are at a loss for words when it comes to cat girls, huh? Saying no to their words was not something I could bring myself to do. Yeah, fuck it. That's what I would say at least. But Cashew says it won't be like what it was back home. You can't just live here for or however you like. Got it? Guess it won't be a problem. I bet. I think it's gonna peer pressure me into buying them more shampoo and stuff. Shut up, Vanilla. Yeah. The dreary moment seemed to be blown away by her dazzling smile. Which smile of who? It hasn't said. Despite all, I feel like it. Never mind. But all the talk, family, or perhaps I was the one who didn't really believe in it. Thinking about all this from their perspective, it was very simple. Although I thought it was all still too immature. Perhaps cat girls were more human than humans when it came to honesty. Well, they're animals, in a way. I mean, in a way, they're animals, and animals are more honest about the way they feel. From here on out, we need to do our best all together. uh, my wallet. Is that all you guys have been eating at home? Even if the road ahead of us is uncertain, I lovingly rubbed their heads, deceiving their hair, and feeling the emptiness in my wallet soon after. All right, why don't we head back to the shopping district then? We gotta go buy that shampoo you guys like, don't we? My wallet. Yeah, sure. Well, today's a celebration, so why not? Okay, now I'm regretting this cashew. What the hell have you got yourself into, man? Just this once, okay? This was the beginning of a bright new life, where cashew is obviously broke every way, just because he keeps buying stuff for them. And we're together with the happy, high-spirited chocolate and vanilla. Oh, high-spirited chocolate and whatever the heck vanilla really is. It took the first steps towards it. Okay, and I think we will end here. Because technically I can't have the music play, so... You all saw that, right? Okay, so we're gonna end the video here. I'm just gonna while this is playing, I'm gonna, say, make sure for y'all to hit the bell notifier to be to be told of whenever I upload something, because Lord knows YouTube doesn't, like doing that themselves, or they at least put that in because, they don't have to fix the problem they created. Frankly, I do want to do more of this. I mean, I have Karakara. I was wanting to do that last time, but I just never got around to doing it. But now I have the free time, and I have all the ability to be able to edit, even though this most likely won't be edited. But so see y'all again later. Bye.